Hello, so our group is made up of me, Thankit, Vic,
What is goody, my gang?
and Ismail.
Howdy!
So if you're an incoming freshman and need some advice on how to be successful in high school, we're here to help you. In this video, we will teach you how to encode the material, memorize it, remember it, and how to prevent yourself from forgetting it. So Vic, if you want to start us off.
Okay, so encoding. First off is encoding the material. The most important tip we can give you is to never cram the night before a test. Research shows that for long-term retention, you should spread out your studying sessions over a long period of time as it helps encode the material better. This process is called the spacing effect and is one of the most vital initial steps in being successful.
Oh God.
If you do decide to cram, chances are you will forget that information very quickly right after. A forgetting curve, which was made by Hermann Ebbinghaus, shows that if you never revisit information after the test, you will only remember 15 to 20% of it after a week. One method you can use is called chunking. With chunking, you can organize information that is related into little groups that are easy to remember or memorize. It's also easier to memorize multiple different chunks than it is to memorize a whole page of notes with no correlation.
So basically just space everything out and do everything evenly so you remember it more clearly, right?
Yes.
Okay, next is storage. So now that you used effective strategies to learn information, how can you retain that information for a long period of time? If you want to remember information, you need to learn how to remember that information in the first place. When you learn something, the first area that it goes is to your sensory memory, where it lingers for a short period of time before going into your short-term memory. Even though short-term memory is effective in certain situations, its storage is very limited, which is about 7, give or take, 2 words, or 2 units. The final step is when it goes into your long-term memory, which essentially is staying there for unlimited amount of time. The most important step is to get it into your long-term memory as it will help you in the long run. One more important strategy you can employ is rehearsal. This strategy has proven to be very effective in retaining information in the long run. The process of repeated rehearsal is effective because it helps strengthen the neural pathways that were first developed when you learned the information. This strengthening is called long-term potentiation.
Yes.
Alright.
Correct. Very cool.
Hello, little children. Retrieval is defined by getting information out of your long-term memory. There are 3 R's for retrieving. These include recall, recognition, and relearning. Recall is the ability to call up some stored memories. This would kick in while taking a fill-in-the-blank test. Recognition is identifying something already learned. This would be applied during a multiple-choice test. Relearning is a measurement of time saved when learning something a second time. Techniques that you can use to have an easier time retrieving could be reviewing the material multiple times. This would help you recall the information better. Another way to recall information effectively is to use retrieval cues. Retrieval cues are cues that associate certain information with a stimulus. For example, if I want to remember a vocabulary term, I could have a saying that helps me remember the word with the definition. The saying is a stimulus, while the vocab word is the response.
Yep, that sounds about right. Okay, so forgetting. Forgetting is a major problem while studying and test taking. Encoding failure is when you never learn the material in the first place. So when you're trying to recall, you're unable to do so. A way to jump over this issue is to pay attention. Another issue that can affect learning is storage decay. This occurs when you don't revise information that was taught in class. A way to overcome this is to review material consistently. In addition, reviewing material can also resolve retrieval failure, which is when you think you know the information but you're unable to locate the memory.
Bet. Alright, that's the end of our project. So I hope you freshmen do good in high school. Good luck.
Hey!